the discussion needs to be had. I think it's a really important discussion because people need to know the boundaries of what happens in hospitals. So there's that. Now I'm just scooting through because I had to shut everything down. Here we go. Oh, there was one more. There was another one that I had going there that VMIAC is running, and just let me see if I can find it. Human Rights Group with Indigo Daya. Indigo Daya is the human rights advisor down at VMIAC. Absolute wealth of knowledge and willing to share. So if you, the groups run every fourth for the evening group. It's every fourth Thursday of every month at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at VMIAC in Brunswick, starting on the 24th of May. And then you've got the afternoon group, which is 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. second Thursday of every month, starting tomorrow. So if you're interested in human rights, learning more about human rights within the mental health space, then this would be a really cool thing for you to go and do. They're always open to suggestions on how to provide content for people, which is cool. Maybe we could sit down and discuss maybe having some webinars where people who are not in Victoria or in country Victoria can access the content as well, instead of it just being people from the city. So I'm actually quite a fair way away from Brunswick, but I am still considered in the metropolitan area of Melbourne. But I am, it's a fair drive and distance to travel. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to make it tomorrow, 4 p.m. Yeah, so that's that. So they're the things that are coming up, and I'll keep reminding people when the times come around. Indigo Day is really cool. You'll soon see what I'm talking about when I start talking about the next topic. So we're going to move on. So this really cool, really informative piece came out regarding restraints. So I'll just go to the. So if you don't know, that's Indigo there. And I guess the one thing that I got out of it was by Rebecca Trigger. So the last name spun me a bit, but yeah. So it basically goes through the statistics of the amount of people in Australia who get restraints imposed on them in the mental health space. So if we go down to so you can see Victoria here has a huge number, and that's concerning. I personally have seen restraints being used, not restraints as in being strapped to the bed, but restraints in someone being forced to do something that they didn't want to do. I have seen that, and I thought, to me personally, that was disturbing to me. But you can see that there is, and this is I think this is per 1,000 days. Per 1,000 days, I think it is. So restraint rate, public sector, acute mental wards, hospital services, states. So it doesn't actually give you So it goes through this all the states. So there you go. So you can see that Victoria per 1,000 bed days. So a hospital might have 50 or 60 beds. So that's each day there's 60 bed days. I'm guessing, but the thing that gets me the most is just this number, this 23. Now, it goes through talking about being strapped down, or held down, which I've seen. People being held down in chairs, being held up against the wall, and all this type of stuff. So it's not as if it's, and this would have only happened little under 2 years ago that I experienced seeing all this. So I guess my concern is that there's a real huge emphasis on not talking people around. So, better go back to that. No, wrong one. Where are we? There. So there's no talking people around. It's straight to restraint, and isolation. So Indigo goes into a bit of her traumatic experiences that happened to her while she was in hospital. And it's really sad that someone actually had gone through something like this. And when you sit there and think about people being restrained, what goes through somebody's head when they're being restrained? Well, my first thought is police. That's the first thing that goes through my head when someone's trying to restrain me. It's like, that's what the police do. But the problem is that everything's treated in such a rush that every little thing needs to be isolated ASAP without any thought process in regards to talking the person down and sitting down with the person, whether it be in a hallway or and it might take half an hour, it might take an hour, but you're in a hospital. What else are you meant to be doing? You know what I mean? It's like you're in a hospital. The patient has flipped out for some reason and is going, is becoming upset, aggravated, and all that. And then what's the first reaction of staff to do is to grab, restrain, and then isolate. And I saw it a number of times, and and it was the same people over and over and over again. It's not as if what they're doing works. It doesn't work. It obviously doesn't work because people are doing it over and over and over again. So, I guess what I'm saying with this is we need to rethink within the hospital system how we approach people who are having a difficult time. So somebody who has become aggravated might be because another patient or consumer has aggravated them, Um, so